Today's Project Soapway winner is a first-time winner for the challenges, but a long-time Sudser, and also a first-time brand new business. And I'm very excited to talk to you about his conditioner, his formulation process, all the awesome things that he put into his rose liquid conditioner that ultimately made me look at the recipe and go, that's pretty cool. I want to see more. And I'm going to do all of that plus an extra bonus because this Sudser is one of the many literal hundreds of you guys are ridiculous, that sent me a Christmas present, and I haven't opened any of these presents. So we get to check out the soapy goodies that he sent me today as well. And I will tell you more about all of those things in just a minute. But before I do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things. And you are here for another Project Soapway winner announcement and, all of the love and showering and showcasing. And today's winner is, well, it's two things, really, because the business is Soap and Suds and more, but we also know him as Daniel. And Daniel has been a part of the Discord server, part of the Sudser community for an incredibly long time. He is definitely a frequent flyer as far as commenting and sharing all of the creations that they've been working on and really helping out with recipes and asking for recipe formulation advice and everything. Definitely very active in the Discord server, always been very active within the community as a whole, and definitely a welcome and lovely addition to all of us. And so we all love Daniel. So thank you, first and foremost, for being you and for being here. I'm going to say that right off the bat. But also I'm going to say the thing that I usually say at the end. The other thing, we got to go make sure to give Daniel a follow and go check out. Well, I don't have any of the socials. So if there are socials, let me know in this. And I will pin them in the description box, below or in the pinned comment. But definitely go check out the website. It's an Etsy site and it's Soap and Suds and more. And it's awesome. Like there's 5 or 6 really beautiful soaps that are up there right now. Super, super lovely priced. Go check it out. They just launched in January. And so that's wild and awesome. And so everybody go do that for sure. But, after you do that and come back or do it after whatever, you get it. Today, we are not here to talk about Daniel's soaps. We are here to talk about the cosmetics because that was the Project Soapway Challenge. Now, we saw throughout the whole February content for the rose that I didn't have the greatest time with rose as an actual infusion method because it took so long to extract so very little from the rose petals. I really like the rose hips a whole lot more. And so I'm interested to see what Daniel ultimately does with this, see if maybe they've decided that there's a better way to extract your rose into your waters, into your hydrosols, or into your glycerins or all of the jazz and your oils and butters. And so let's get to the video. We can see what their recipe ultimately was. I do want to tell you a couple things though. First up, yes, the footage is short. Not a lot was sent through, but the reason why not a lot was sent through is because Daniel was recording the bulk of this through the actual mixy mix phase with one hand while he mixed with the other. I can't do that. There's no shot. And so some of this footage might be a little shaky. Some of this footage might be a little bit like we've missed some things, but it's okay because we are all familiar with how conditioners are formulated, how they go together. And so we don't necessarily need all of the parts. And everybody obviously give Daniel mad props for being able to do 2 things at the same time that require. It's a moment. Anyway, let's get to the footage and we can check out Daniel's liquid rose conditioner, now. Okay, so we have Daniel, Soap and Suds and more, and his recipe formulation. So we're looking at 50% of water, which is going to be a rose hydrosol and a rose hip tea. that he steeped himself for the rose hip tea, and the rose hydrosol he did purchase. So there's your answer. You can also get rose hydrosol by buying it, as well as 8% glycerin and 8% hyaluronic acid. Put a pin in that. We're coming back to it. 1% BTMS 50, 3% cetyl alcohol, 5% castor, 9% rose hip oil, 5% jojoba oil, 5% broccoli oil, which I love, think is a great idea. I love broccoli seed oil in all hair care products. I use it in my beard care formulations all of the time. I will never go back. As well as 1% of the preservative, which is Optifin in this case, 5% DL-panthenol, and then you have your scent, which is half of rose essential oil and half of lavender essential oil. So all in all, very interesting recipe, and that is a 50% liquid or water to your oils, butters, emulsifiers. So it's going to be a very thick, heavy conditioner, which is what we can expect from all of this. Number 2, the hyaluronic acid sitting at 8%. Now, you remember when I talked about hyaluronic acid within skincare formulations when we were doing the serums and the lotions within the Rose series, and I said it's a really good idea to never go above 2%. So like 1 to 2% is going to be your sweet spot for hyaluronic acid, because it is a humectant, and it can unfortunately have the reverse effect if you use too much in a leave-on product, such as a skincare product, a lotion, a serum, etc. And so that's not really the case when you were looking at conditioners, because conditioner is being applied to wet hair, which is already kind of wide open because it is wet and the pores are open, going to be soaking in more, as well as, you rinse conditioner out after a few minutes. That 8% hyaluronic acid is actually pretty awesome. I would say anything over 10% and you're going to end up with issues with hyaluronic acid in a conditioner formulation if you were going for just an all around, like all hair types type conditioner. But for this, I think 8% hyaluronic acid is a great idea. And we do see hyaluronic acid in our conditioner and our shampoo applications from time to time when we're shopping at the store. But it's not ever talked about as being like the big awesome thing on the label. You know what I mean? And I honestly think it should be, because it's a really awesome product to include. It's a really great active to include in a conditioner formulation, because it kind of does everything that you want a conditioner to do all on its own. It fights frizz, it strengthens your hair, it will also stimulate the hair growth, it will help out with actually the hair porosity, so it's going to seal the hair shaft really well to keep that moisture in really beautifully. It's going to help out with plumping, fine and thinning hair. It's going to help out with calming any sort of flyaways or split ends or frizzy hair. It's going to help out with curls. It's great for curls. Hyaluronic acid is actually really great to include in a conditioner recipe. So I'm super glad to see that Daniel decided to include this in his. Very smart move. Okay, so while we check out this mixy mix, a couple things. First up, he recorded all of this with one hand from right here. So yes, the camera is going to be a little shaky, but he did this one-handed. So one hand was recording and one hand was doing the mixy mix. And that's a hard thing to do. So again, props to Daniel that he was able to accomplish all of that. And I love the steam. I totally love the steam. And in his actual footage, he apologized at that point, and I was like, that's actually really cool. I'm not mad at it at all. It's a really fun effect that was created naturally. But so with the conditioner, you're going to be doing the same as you would with any other sort of emulsion. Make sure you're mixing it for 1 to 2 minutes. Make sure that everything is really well incorporated and cooled down before you go to your next step, which would be adding all of your actives, your preservatives, your essential oils, all of the jazz. And he's doing an excellent job with all of this. Look how thick and beautiful it is. Daniel is awesome. He's from Oklahoma. He is one half Comanche. So he is a Native American, and he's living in California now. He's been all over the map. Oh, I don't have enough time to talk about how much I love Daniel. But again, he did start his business, Soap and Suds and more. And after we check out the texture and how thick this was, and you would expect that with the 50/50 solution. Sorry, it's a short video, guys, but we're going to make up for it, because we're going to go back to what I was talking about earlier, and we're going to check out his products from Soap and Suds and more. Look how beautiful that texture is. Super thick. That's going to be a really beautiful, almost hair mask type consistency. Lovely. I actually do want to try a version of this on Soap and Clay Kidlet #1's hair. First up, 10 out of 10 videography skills. I mean, well done. That is absolutely impressive. I could not have done it. I would have dropped the phone or whatever you were using to record straight into the solution or on the floor or into the solution, which then fell onto the floor. It would have been a disaster if I had to do one hand free in order. Never would have worked. And also, I don't know if you guys have done this before, but when you're using your emulsion stick and you're not holding on to the bucket, it can spin around. I'm glad that that didn't happen to Daniel. So that's awesome. So yes, everybody congratulate Daniel, obviously, for his win. That the conditioner looks amazing. It is such a beautiful consistency. Absolutely in love with it. It's been so fun to see all the different consistencies throughout. And I really did like the inclusion of the hyaluronic acid. And I understand that maybe I probably just talked about the hyaluronic acid more than anything else throughout this footage, but it is an interesting thing to include in a conditioner and not one that people would immediately, go to and think that that's a good inclusion. But I disagree completely. I think it was a really great idea. I have not had an opportunity to make this recipe, but I will be doing so soon. And I'll, of course, update you guys and let you know what I think, Also, we have, as I said, a package. And so first up, I want to tell everybody, I'm sorry. I mean, thank you. Thank you, and I'm sorry. Probably in equal parts, really. I am sorry that it's taking me so long to actually unpack all of the packages that I got for Christmas. But honestly, thank you for having done so. But it was really overwhelming. This last Christmas was kind of cuckoo bananas. Like, I'm just this person that exists and does whatever, and I'm doing Christmas and whatnot. And then I have like over 100 packages from people from Sudsers that have sent me stuff. And it was a lot. And so I just kind of put them all into, a section by the front door. And so there's just like Mrs. Soap and Clay's to open up. I mean, the good news is my foyer smells amazing, but it was really overwhelming. And so thank you so much for all of the love and the support and the kindness, and that you even thought of me to send me something means the world to me. And I really am sorry that I haven't. It's not because I don't care. It's because I actually do kind of care too much. And it really did. It had me all up in my feels, and it made me feel some kind of way. So I'm sorry that I didn't, that I haven't done that to now. I'm going to, now that we have things, I'm going to start opening them. But we're going to start with today. And so again, thank you. So thank you in advance for Daniel for sending this through. And let's see what we have. See? Christmas. It's Christmas. Okay, so this bag is so cute. Look how adorable this is. I'm so in love. I love the black with the contrasting lighter and darker blue, like the really beautiful royal. So nice. Are those your colors? Is that what you're going with for your packaging? Your design and your branding? That's awesome. Second up, it smells amazing before I've even looked into it. So let's check out what's inside. So I got a really lovely note from Daniel, and thank you, Daniel. I always find it, I don't know, weird when you guys tell me that I gave, some variation of I gave you courage to go and try the soapy thing. You guys have all that, within you. And I am glad that I in some way helped you hit that final thing to go and decide to do it. You know what I mean? Thank you. But I am definitely going to enjoy the soaps. This is going to be very, very exciting. I love the cardboard moment, the craft moment for the boxes. That's absolutely gorgeous. Such a smart idea. We don't have any naming on this, but we do have an ingredients list. And I think that makes sense that there's no naming on it, because back in December when Daniel would have sent this to me, he wasn't quite a company yet. And so that totally makes sense. Oh, that smells so good. That's so clean. It's like the desert. It's like the Colorado or the New Mexico or Arizona desert. It's absolutely delightful. I love that. Beautiful glycerin rivers and all of this. Absolutely gorgeous design across the board. Really beautiful. I'm very excited to try this one. Well done, Daniel. Thank you. Thank you. And the recipe list is pretty interesting for Daniel. It looks like they've been using kokum butter quite a lot, which I love. So there's kokum butter, honey, kaolin clay, silk. It's got all the dope stuff in these guys. Oh, that one's so pretty. Ooh. Ooh, now this is a floral, and normally I hate florals, but this one is actually really delightful. I love this one a lot. And this butterfly swirl is just kind of everything in the world. You see how lovely that is? That is such a stunning, stunning color palette, and the swirl is so impressive. Absolutely gorgeous. Well done. These bars feel great. They feel so good. They're well cured. There's no bend to them. I couldn't break it in half if I wanted to. And I feel like it has a good slip to the actual outside, which tells me it's going to slip well in the hand and have a beautiful big bubble on that. So thank you. I'm super excited to try them for sure. Let's see what else we have in here. Okay, now Daniel did say in the note that he wanted me to let him know how I like the lip balm, which is great, but I have to show you the size of the lip balm he sent. Like, that's like a 2-ounce tin, right? That is a massive lip balm. That's super awesome. I'm not even mad at it. And then, no, first up, the package did get damaged, and so the side of it is dinged, you know? So don't let that be... I hope that this is showing. I can't see my viewfinder anymore. It's been a rough week. But the consistency of this looks amazing. I mean, except for the part where it got dinged, but that's not your fault. That's, well, either USPS or me because it took so long to open, or maybe both. Who knows? But the lip balm itself smells delightful. I don't have an ingredients list. It smells very, very familiar somehow. Tell me what's in it. It's like a lemongrass question mark. I'm not sure. But that goes on really delightfully. It's got a little bit of a tingle to it. That's interesting. I dig that so much. So this is really, really hydrating, and it's definitely creating a barrier on my lips. Kind of like a Carmex, or like when you use an Aquifer, but not nearly as like sticky and heavy and tacky. Just that feeling of things have been locked in really well, which is great for the winter months, obviously. In Colorado, you had to have something like this at all times. And I dig this so very much. This is absolutely delightful. Tell me what you put into it, because it does have a slight tingle, and I like it. I like the tingles. So thank you, Daniel, for sending this through to me. Again, I'm sorry to you and everybody else for the unable to open packages. I'm going to do better. And most importantly, thank you for being an awesome human being and for being in the Sudser community. You are truly epic. I have enjoyed all of the conversations that we've ever had together. You are just a delight to have in the community. You're so positive. You are so inspirational. You do some really fun experiments with things, and sometimes that I don't even think about. Like, that's really cool out of the box thinking, and I enjoy that a lot. All of the Sudsers love you, so obviously they're going to send you all of the love right now, and we're all going to go over to Etsy and maybe buy some bars. I have already done so I hope the people who can and want to are doing the same. Thank you for participating in the Project Soapway Challenge. Thank you for all of the things. Sudsers, thank you for all of the things, for participating in the Project Soapway Challenges, for being here, for being supportive Sudsers, for being excellent humans. You guys are all amazing. Mean it. Love you. All of the things. I'm going to go. Tomorrow we have our third and final winner for the Project Soapway Conditioner Rose variety. And I believe this is like a leave-on conditioner, like a hair mask. Not 100% sure, but we will find out tomorrow for all of that. And so definitely like, subscribe, all the jazz I'm supposed to tell you to do. And I will see you guys all again tomorrow for another round of Project Soapway Conditioner Edition Infused Soapy Fun. Bye.